Hello everyone, welcome to Students Point. This is 2nd of July and today we have to see 10 selected questions along with many additional facts. So be attentive and be focused till the end. And if you are finding my videos useful, don't forget to like the video and share the video with your friends and loved ones. Also don't forget to subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon so that you receive the notification of all the latest important videos from this channel and never miss any opportunity to learn and grow every day. So let's begin. But first you have to answer one question in the comment section. The question is, which ministry laid the foundation of Sanskritik Sadbhav Mandap? These are the options. Read the options carefully, then answer it in the comment. Let's begin now. The first question. Hamara Ghar Hamara Vidyalaya. In English it is called as My Home My School campaign has been launched in. So it has been launched in MP. So here B is the right answer. And it is a digital campaign aimed at providing a school-like environment to students of class 1 to class 8 in the state during coronavirus crisis. The second question, which section of IPC or Indian Penal Code dealt with adultery? So section 497 of IPC dealt with adultery. However, this section was struck by Supreme Court in 2018. What was the content of section 497? See, it dealt with adultery and its content was that whosoever has sexual intercourse with a person who is and whom he knows or reason to believe to be the wife of another man without the consent or convenience of that man, such sexual intercourse not amounting to the offence of rape is guilty of offence of adultery and shall be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend up to 5 years or with fine or both. And in such case, wife shall not be punished as an abettor. So if we call it in simple terms, it means that this section punishes a man who indulges into an affair with a lady without the consent of the husband of that lady. So in other words, you can say that if a man indulges into an affair with that lady with the consent of her husband, then that affair is not illegal and that person shall not be punished. However, in the reverse case, if the man indulges into sexual intercourse with a lady without the permission of the husband of that lady, then that person shall be liable for punishment that may extend up to 5 years, fine or even both. However, that lady is not subject to punishment. So this provision was under criticism because this provision was based on notion that lady or female are property of men. Supreme Court said that this provision is based on the notion that female has no control and no say over their body. As such, Supreme Court struck down this section of IPC. And this section was in news again because many of the review petitions were filed in Supreme Court saying that striking down the law and punishment against adultery may lead to sexual immorality in the society. However, Supreme Court said that we don't have any study or any facts which prove that not punishing adultery may increase the number of divorces in the society and lead to sexual immorality in the society. Though Supreme Court said that the two individuals may part if one cheats, they may leave each other if one cheats, but to attach criminality to infidelity is going too far. So now, as of now, section 497 is not valid in India. So adultery is not a criminal offense in India. Next question now. Santhal rebellion started in present day state of. So Santhal rebellion started in the present day of Jharkhand state. So here C is the right answer. It started on June 30th, 1855 in Bhognadi, which is a village in Sahebganj district of Jharkhand, and it lasted until January 3rd, 1856. When the movement was brutally suppressed by troops of British forces. And in the memory of Santhal Hul or Santhal rebellion, Hul Divas or Rebellion Day is celebrated each year on 30th of June, especially among the Santhal tribes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid tribute to freedom fighters on the occasion of Hul Divas. And let me remind you all the details of the monthly test series. The test will be organized for each month. It will be organized after 10th or 15th of next month, as the time is required for preparing the series without compromising with the quality and taking all the details of a related topic. And there will be 7 tests for each month for 7 different subjects. Number of questions will be varying and differing depending on the number of important topics that were in news for that month. All the tests and explanation for that will be provided in PDF format. You have to read all those questions, take questions by your own, read the explanations. Thereafter, if you have any confusions, doubts, then you can ask me in the comment section of Daily Current Affairs videos. Thereafter, I will take all your questions and then we'll make a separate video in which I will explain all the doubts raised in your mind. And there will be 3 subscription plans. You can choose either of those. The test will be organized in these 7 heads, which will include questions from polity, economy, international news, science and technology, environment, history and culture, and miscellaneous topics, which will include all those topics not covered in the 6 sections. The 3 plans are this. I have reduced the plan for 6 month subscription, which will cost now only rupees 415. Earlier it was 439. If you compare it with the first plan will lead you to cost up to around 480 for 6 months, while for 6 months if you enroll it now, then it will cost only 415. The second plan for it is for 3 months, which will cost you only rupees 219. For each month, 7 tests, differing the number of questions in each test, will be organized. I will share the subscription link in the comment section as well as in the description box. Tap on that link and enroll yourself in either of the subscription plan of your own choice. And don't forget to give your email IDs which are active with you, so that in future I may communicate with you when the test is uploaded for you. The next question now. Consider the following statements about Operation Green Scheme. Its coverage has been extended from TOPS, which was tomato, onion, potato, to total. So its coverage has been extended from TOPS to total. Total here means all perishable fruits and vegetables. This statement is correct. And Operation Green Scheme is being implemented by Ministry of Food Processing and Industries. This statement is also correct. So again, C is the right answer. And the objective of this scheme is intervention to protect the growers of fruits and vegetables from making distress sell due to lockdown and reduce the post-harvest losses. It will be valid for 6 months from the date of notification of this scheme, that is from 11th of June 2020. And Ministry will provide subsidy at the rate of 50% of the cost of following 2 components subject to the cost norms. It will provide transportation cost of eligible crops from surplus production clusters to consumption centers. Also, it will provide the cost for hiring of appropriate storage facilities for eligible crops for maximum period of 3 months. The next question now. The recently constituted National Level Committee for Reforms in Criminal Law is chaired by. So Ministry of Home Affairs has constituted a committee for reforms in criminal law, and this committee is chaired by Ranbir Singh. So here A is the right answer. The committee would be gathering opinions online by consulting the experts and collating material for their report to the government. Next question now. Consider the following statements about Prime Minister or PM formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises Scheme. Let's see. It has been launched by Minister for Food Processing as part of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. The statement is correct. It will provide financial, technical and business support for upgradation of existing micro food processing enterprises. This statement is also correct. So C is the right answer. And it is a centrally sponsored scheme. It will be implemented over a period of 5 years from 2020 to 2021 to 2024-2025 with an outlay of 10,000 crore. What is a centrally sponsored scheme? See, there are 2 types of a scheme launched by central government. The first one is central sector scheme and the second one is central sponsored scheme. While the central sector scheme is thoroughly planned and implemented by central government only, all the funds have to be incurred by central government only. While the central sponsored scheme planned by central government but has to be implemented by states as well, and parts of expenditure of that scheme will be borne by state government as well under the centrally sponsored scheme. So as this scheme is centrally sponsored scheme, state has to take some burden as well. So the expenditure under this scheme would be shared in 60:40 ratio between central and state governments, while for northeastern state it is 90:10% ratio, that is 90% of the cost of this scheme will be borne by central government and 10% of the cost of this scheme will be borne by northeastern states. Why northeastern states get some leverage here? Because northeastern states are still backward compared to other states of India, and there are still lack of resources and lack of minimum level of development in those states. The state government of those states also lack revenue collections. That is why central government try to provide as far as possible the most percentage of revenue for any scheme, while the ratio will be 60:40 for UTs with legislature. So two UTs have legislature, which is Delhi and Puducherry. So Puducherry and Delhi will have to bond cost of 40% of the total project cost, while 100% of the cost will be provided by center for UTs without legislature. So all other union territories which don't have legislature will get 100% support by central government. And the scheme adopts one district, one product approach. It also focuses on waste to wealth products, minor forest products, and aspirational districts. Existing individuals, micro food processing units, desirous of upgradation of their unit can avail credit linked subsidy of 35% of the eligible project cost with a maximum ceiling of rupees 10 lakh per unit. So all those units which are willing to upgrade their system or existing unit can also get capital linked subsidy of 35%. However, this 35% cannot be more than rupees 10 lakh. So only up to 10 lakh rupees can be provided as credit linked capital subsidy. Next question now. Consider the following statements about Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. It will provide 5 kg free rice, wheat to each family as a whole. 1 kg free whole chana will also be provided to each family per month. So in first instance, this statement might appear correct, but this statement is wrong. Here is a trick. It will provide 5 kg rice or wheat. This part is correct, but it will not provide 5 kg of free rice or wheat to each family as a whole. Rather, 5 kg of free rice and wheat will be provided to each members of a family. So if a family has, let's say, 4 members or 5 members, then each member of that family is eligible to get 5 kg of free rice and wheat, and 5 kg of wheat or rice will not be provided to family as a whole. So that is how, even despite reading the whole syllabus in examination, they try to confuse you by making changes in the statements, which we have to train in the test series. And 1 kg free rice, whole of chana will be provided to each family per month. Now here is again the trick is, chana will be provided to the entire family as a whole, but the 5 kg rice and wheat will be provided to each member of the family. I hope you understand the difference here. So this statement is incorrect, and the food grains are to be distributed under the targeted public distribution system for Antyodaya Ann Yojana and priority household ration card holders. So here only second statement is correct. So A is the right answer. It was in news because Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced the extension of Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana till Deepavali and Chhath Puja, that is till the end of November of this year. Government will spend more than rupees 90,000 crore towards the extension of this scheme. If we sum up the whole expenditure under this scheme, it ends up at rupees 1.5 lakh crore. Next question now. State of World Population 2020 report is released by, so this report is released by UN Population Fund. So here the statement does not have that option, so here D is the right answer, that is none of the above given option releases this report. This report is released by UN Population Fund, and the title of this report for this year is Against My Will, Define the Practices That Harm Women and Girls and Undermine Equality. And it highlights that 19 human rights violations against women and focuses on the 3 most prevalent ones, which include female genital mutilation, extreme bias against daughters, and in favor of sons and child marriage. The number of missing women has more than doubled over past 50 years, who were at 61 million in 1970. See, these statements has more relevance for UPSC aspirants, because in examination, particularly in prelims examination, they even tend to ask the different findings of or some important reports. So UPSC aspirants must pay their attention on these such statements. You may also quote these statements in your mains examinations. So all the reports released by any body related to UN or international forums are very important. So remember that the number of missing women has more than doubled over the past 50 years, who were at 61 million in 1970, and in Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Pakistan, excess female mortality of girls below 5 years of age was 3% or under 3%. There was a term used in this report called as excess female mortality. What does this mean? In UPSC particularly, they tend to ask the different terminologies or new terminologies which are found in different reports. So we have to know about this. Excess female mortality. It is the difference between observed and expected mortality of girl child or avoidable death of girls during the childhood. So see, there are natural instances of death of a child. There are chances that a child born may die. However, that chances are very minute. So there are expected mortality rate of girl child. However, the observed mortality rate of girl child is much higher than the expected mortality rate of girl child. That is called as excess female mortality. And if you have not liked the video yet, do like the video and share the video with your friends and loved ones. The next question now. United Nations Population Fund was established in the year of 1967. It began its operation in the year of 1969. So here A is the right answer. It is a subsidiary organ of United Nations General Assembly and it works as Sexual and Reproductive Health Agency. In 1987, it was officially renamed as United Nations Population Fund. However, its original abbreviation, which was UNFPA for United Nations Fund for Population Activities, was retained. So if you abbreviate this United Nations Population Fund, it will end up as UNPF. However, this is not the abbreviation of United Nations Population Fund. Its original abbreviation, which was UNFPA, was retained. And UNFPA is not supported by UN budget. Now this statement is again very important for both PCS aspirants as well as IAS aspirants, that it is not supported by United Nations budget. Instead, it is entirely supported by voluntary contributions of donor governments, intergovernmental organizations, private sectors, foundations and individuals. The next and last question, after which we will see some facts as well. Consider the following statements about Namami Gange program. It is an integrated conservation mission approved as flagship program by Union government in June 2014. This statement is correct. The program is being implemented by National Mission for Clean Ganga. This is also correct. So both of these statements are correct. C is the right answer. And it has twin objectives of effective abatement of pollution and conservation and rejuvenation of National River Ganga. It was in news because World Bank has approved a 5-year loan for the second phase to the Namami Gange project, which is worth rupees 3,000 crore to help stem pollution in the Ganga River basin. Now let's see some more points. Union Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister laid the foundation stone of Indian Oil Corporation's Technology Development and Deployment Center as its second research and development campus at Faridabad. The first research and development campus was established in NCR region and the second one is in Faridabad. The next one now. Recently, scientists have identified a newly emerged strain of influenza virus which is called as G4 flu virus. This G4 flu virus is infecting Chinese pigs and has potential of triggering a pandemic again. Scientists believe that it has descended from H1N1 strain that was responsible for 2009 swine flu pandemic. It can grow and multiply in the cells line that human airways. So it can even affect human beings as well. So there is again concern about this virus. So I hope you find the video useful. Do like and share the video, subscribe and press the bell icon. Wait for the upcoming video. Until then, stay safe and thanks for watching.